fun night last night in Major League Soccer. You get a chance to sit down and watch all the action.
Yeah, it's fun to watch games when you don't play. So it's nice to be connected with the rest of the league. When we do play on these same days, we get to see maybe 20 minutes of the first half of the Eastern Conference or what have you, and then we focus to our side. So yeah, it's good. It's good to see what's going on. It's good to catch up and follow what's going on. Yeah.
Take anything away from Inter Miami's game last night?
Yeah, I mean, good teams, both good teams, really dangerous players. Yeah, technical guys, good soccer game. Yeah, it was fun to watch.
Everybody except obviously Thomas Ostrak was out. Everyone good to go?
Yeah, pretty much. Everyone's good to go. This morning was a bit of maintenance, to get guys, just assessed and what have you. But coming out of today's training was all good.
Brendan? Coach, does it feel like this game might be somewhat of a special circumstance where maybe a lot of the guys are going up against a player where they tried to emulate, looked up to as they grew up? And is it a challenge to make sure everyone isn't too amped up for this one?
Yeah, I take the game, right? So the training week, then there's a lot of talk and chatter like this now, and then there's the game, right? I cut out the in-between and join the training to the game. And this has been the focus the whole week, right? So whatever happens on their side, we cannot control. So what we can control are the moments in games where we can take opportunities. We've seen opportunities, and that's what we're working towards. So it's fun to come up against players and teams like this because, this is all what we strive for, is to play against the best, right? We want to be the best versions of ourselves, and to compete against the best is a great experience as well as an opportunity. So, and that's how we've seen the week.
Vale, so we know the quality of players Miami has. How do you balance maybe not keeping too much eye on the 3, 4 key players and maybe missing out on some of the other talented players they have?
Well, 100%, so while you don't want to forget the other good guys, there's good, honest, hard workers in that group as well. So that team does not function only with 3 or 4 guys. And you've seen over the last 5, 6 months who they've brought in to now form a formidable unit, right? So very, very dangerous. And even if they use guys who are coming off the bench, and even if those guys are starting, sometimes that can be more difficult to play. You saw, an outfit in Vancouver that posed a different problem to last night's game. So again, they have 2 ways to get at you, and it's very impressive. And it's not, if you think only Inter Miami is just a with the ball team, they have some of the best numbers in terms of counter pressing and PPDA and what have you. So they're really an aggressive team as well. So, they get at you for sure.
Daniel?
Coach, forgive me. I wasn't here Tuesday. You guys obviously made headlines with the new signing. I'm just curious from your perspective, once the transfer window opens, I know there are talks leading up to it, but is it a challenge for you as a coach to kind of maintain and balance focusing on your team and also maybe talking to the front office about additions or what you guys need?
No, for us, we fully focused on the team within these 4 walls, right? What happens over time and what happens now, and it's, obviously from the announcement to arrival is still some time, right? So we don't start tomorrow with a new player, right? So yes, this is a perspective, and in I don't know, 6 weeks time or something, then we can talk again about that for sure. And I think it's a pro sports business, and we all know, right? So I'm sure there's chatter within, players, coaches, whatever, there's always chatter. And that's part of the job. Unfortunately, that's a side of the game that always will be there. So it's sometimes an honest reflection on my own self as a member of this team. What am I doing to help the team, right? So, and every player out there as well. And we belong in that closed door behind us in the video room or on a soccer field. And we together right now as this group and how we can function as the best possible team, right? So for this moment in time, this is the best team we have right now, and that's us. So whatever additions come over time, we'll handle that when that comes. And then we're that team. So again, that's where we are.
Coach, 3 games doesn't make a season, but how would you describe maybe the sense of urgency to make sure this kind of streak right now stops at 3 and doesn't compound more and more?
Yeah, listen, I would, it would be more compounded if we felt we're not on the right track, and if we felt that things were like, the wheels are falling off. We don't have that feeling right now within this group. We feel that we're missing small moments, and we feel that we're missing minor details. And sometimes those lead to bigger problems down the line. So yes, there is a sense of urgency to correct a couple of issues, but it's by no means dire and worrisome, right? So we feel that we are a good team. We feel that we are connected with each other, and we're just looking for a little bit of confidence and a little bit of trust within what we're doing. So now, once that starts to fall into place, I think you've seen, for even in games, I've seen it in the training week. It's not all perfect, but then there's those 1 or 2 moments you're like, yes, that's it, right? And in the games as well, we dominate a lot of the proceedings. Unfortunately, the one that goes over the line, which is the main data point or the main point, that creates 3 points on the league table, that's the one that gets away from us. So again, we're honest, we're reflective. And again, we move on, right? So we're not in this business to look backwards. We're in this business to look forward.
Next, go to Justin Horniker.
Hey, Coach. Last Saturday, Eddie talked about how going into this weekend against Miami, it's a situation where no one kind of expects you to be able to go down there and to kind of get a result. Do you look at that as kind of harking back to last year where no one really expected what you could bring? Do you kind of relish that attitude heading into this game a bit?
Yeah, we're not that team of last year, and we're a different team now. And we felt we've, all things equal, we feel we can compete now, right? So yes, there's nothing to lose going there and what have you. And a freebie, that's a good talking point and it's a good narrative, but we feel we can go there and take opportunities, right? We've, no team is perfect in this league. And no player is perfect either. And one player can't play alone. So, and the same goes for us. So in that aspect, we need to be who we are and show the team that we can be, and stick together. And, we've always said it's a designated team versus designated players. And we function well as a team.
Didn't get to ask you about this on Saturday. You only used 3 subs on Saturday. You always use, or almost always use, all your subs. Just, you like how everyone's numbers were good? And
no, I just saw the momentum of the game. I thought there was a good feeling towards the end of the game. I thought there was energy, passion, dynamic guys going at it. And I didn't want to upset that rhythm any more than we needed to have, right? So some guys ran out of gas, and that's why we made certain changes. But other than that, I felt in a good space with the team that we had on the field.
in recent games, and you could stretch this back, but Bouanga had 2 goals, Acosta had a goal and 2 assists. Some of the elite players in the league, go back to Real Salt Lake with a hat trick. Do you see take anything from that about against the top level guys of the league?
Yeah, you give good players time and space, they can hurt you. And that's why they get paid the top dollar, right? So, and if we let one principle slip, that's how we, get exposed and how we get penalized, or not penalized, but punished. So yeah, again, the focus is on us because we can mitigate a lot of these things through our principles, and it takes a lot of trust, bravery, and commitment to do these things. So, and it's always easier said than done. When it's going your way, these things are easy to do. You can do them with closed eyes. When it's not going your way, you start to think. You double think, should I step? Should I not? Should I cover? Should I drop? Should I, whatever, right? So you go through multiple things, but you only have fractions of a second to make a decision, right? And sometimes, yeah, when you have a run like we're having, over 3 games now, you start now to think about these things, which is we're trying to get rid of. We're trying to get the guys to think freely, calmly, and almost go 2 steps backwards, to take 3 forwards. So that's the kind of approach right now.
I was talking to Tim Parker yesterday. He used the same word. He said brave. We have to be brave in this game. So sounds like that's what you want to see.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's a lot of space to play. All right. So yes, they're aggressive, but yes, there is a space to play. There is space for little combinations. There is space to play around them. So if we just rock up there with too much respect, yeah, that's not what I stand for. I said it before, we're not going there for a T-shirt and an autograph. We're going there to play a game, because for me, when you step over the lines, there's no names.